What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome back here today to my updated 2022 NBA mock draft. Because when my first mock draft post-lottery came out on, what was that, May 15th, I have definitely some changes to it. And my mock draft is pretty much predicting what I think these teams will do. I do plan on doing a mock draft on what I think I would do if I was the GM of every team. But yeah, this is going to be a mock draft. If I had to predict exactly what was going to be happening on draft night, it's going to be this. So apparently, Jabari Smith, we'll just get right into it, is becoming the front runner for the number one pick. Outlets like Bleacher Report, ESPN, with Jonathan Givony and Jonathan Wasserman have Jabari Smith going number one. There's been some reports or just rumors on Twitter that that's their guy, and Chet would fall to 2 to the Thunder. So that is going to be my first updated switch. I've always had Chet number one, Jabari Smith 2. It's mainly because I like Chet more, and that's who I think they should draft, and this could definitely still change. It's not a guaranteed lock that Jabari Smith is going 1. But yeah, I'm going to have Jabari Smith going 1 in this, and then Chet Holmgren will be going 2. So that is one of the big switch ups. Number 3 is pretty much still going to be the same. I still feel like it's going to be Paolo Banchero if these are the 2 top picks, unless Ivy or Sharp wows Houston. And Banchero bombs the workout. He pulls like a Jabari Parker Timberwolves or Jabari Parker Cavs workout and just doesn't want to be there. We are going to see Banchero being a Rocket. So I think I originally had Sharp here. I think it's going to be Ivy. I would be very shocked if this was Shaedon Sharp over Ivy. I wouldn't say this would be a bad thing. I would just be like, oh, okay. Because I feel like Ivy's more suited to help them win now. I think that could be another change, but either way, we have Ivy going 4 and Shaedon Sharp, who fits that Pistons mold. It looks like Killian Hayes isn't going to be that long-term backcourt partner next to Cade Cunningham, and that is going to be Shaedon Sharp. So here's another switch that I had here in my mock. Keegan Murray looks like he's going to be the consensus number 6 guy. It's been pretty much like this is the known top 5 players in this draft. This is going to be 1 through 5 in somewhat shape or form. And number 6 is going to start like a whole new draft basically. And it looks like Keegan Murray has been that consensus number 1 pick of the new draft there at 6. I've seen like AJ Griffin. I've been vocal of that maybe a little bit more than other people just because I feel like the Pacers are still, I should be in a rebuilding mindset. I would look to move Malcolm Brogdon. I would even maybe look at Tyson Daniels here. You can look at Johnny Davis. But yeah, seeing a lot of Keegan Murray love here. And if I had to make a prediction, that's who I think would go 6. All right, so 7 I feel like is still a polarizing pick for the Blazers. I've had Keegan Murray going to them, but now that Keegan Murray's off the board, I don't know, man. I'm not I don't know if they're going to have the patience for AJ Griffin. They're trying to win now, which they have one of the worst constructed rosters going into this draft outside of Damian Lillard. They have good players. They have an elite player in Damian Lillard. They have a really good young player in Anthony Simons. Nurkic is still a good player. Josh Hart's an underrated player. Ingles is probably gone. Bledsoe is at the end of his career. Nasir Little's a good player. But is this team a top 6 seed in the West? God, no. Hell no. Teams are going to be better in the Western Conference next year. So I think they need somebody to help them win now. And I feel like that's going to be Benedict Mathurin out of Arizona. I could still see them trading the pick. If I had to guess, they trade the pick for some type of Jeremy Grant, some type of Lou Dort, something like that. But yeah, I'm going to have Benedict Mathurin go into the Blazers at 7. So my top 7 has looked a little bit different so far. We still have Johnny Davis fallen. Tyson Daniels is still on the clock. Jalen Duren is still here. But I think Johnny Davis would... I think Tyson Daniels, as we get closer to the draft, could be the favorite at 8 to the Pelicans because their point guard is not set. Like Jose Alvarado, great backup point guard. Do you want him to start? Maybe with these other guys on the team because he can provide you some defensive ability there. But Devontae Graham is just not the answer. I wasn't a fan of that sign and trade when it happened. And you end up losing like the 15th pick out of it too. So great job there. I'm going to have them. AJ Griffin's still on the board. AJ Griffin still on the board. Yeah, this is tough because I feel like Johnny Davis could be the pick here. But I feel like, hey, they had another Duke wing with Ingram and Zion. Tyson Daniels, I feel like, would fit this team too. All right, I'm going to go Tyson Daniels. I don't know. Tyson Daniels here. No, I'm going to take AJ Griffin. I feel like the Pelicans, they're going to run this team back and still be good enough to make the playoffs. They just had an abysmal start last year, but Zion fully healthy, they're going to be better either way. They have other picks to make some moves in this offseason. They could look to move some of their other young players for more veteran guys like Jackson Hayes or Kyra Lewis. So I'm going to have them take AJ Griffin and take the chance on him. That leaves us at 9 with the San Antonio Spurs. I think they would go with obviously one of these three. This is probably going to be the next three picks, 100%. But how do I like it in an order? Who would the Spurs take? I feel like they'd go Jalen Duren. I would. But Johnny Davis, I feel like he's fallen a little bit in these mocks. Now, I feel like Johnny Davis would go first. I feel like they'd also be the team that would take Tyson Daniels, but I'm going to have Johnny Davis going there. We're going to have Tyson Daniels for the Wizards, who desperately need a point guard. I don't see Tyson Daniels falling out of the top 10 because at 10, if the Wizards don't take him, they're really going to blow this, I think, and taking a chance at a guy that could be their point guard for the long term. And then the Knicks, with the pending free agency of Mitchell Robinson, with Nerlens Noel's injury issues, Jalen Duren makes a ton of sense. So this is my new updated top 11. I think this also, this is my consensus top 11 players, not in this order, but it's pretty close to it. I just have Chet number 1. I'm a fan of Jaden Ivey a little bit, maybe over Banchero. I also do like AJ Griffin over Mathurin for the long term, but that is my top 11 in just a little bit different of an order. So, like I said, at number 6, it starts a new draft. Kind of starts a little bit of a new draft for me here. I would say Jimmy Shohan probably highlights my next favorite guy, and then it goes to Ty Ty and like Tari Eason up here. And with the Thunder needing big men, they could look at Mark Williams, but I think Jeremy Shohan would be a great pick for them. Somebody that gives them defensive versatility, someone that doesn't need to come in and score 10 plus points a night to be effective, and that's what the Thunder need. And then speaking of teams that need big men, Hornets, Mark Williams. I've been mocking this a ton, which means it's probably not going to happen because everybody's mocking it. But yeah, that is going to be that. And then finally, to wrap out the top 14, I have Ochai Agbaji here going to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So that is my new lottery mock. I am going to finish out the first round in a little bit. But yeah, we have Ochai Agbaji, who can help the Cavs win now because they want to be a top 6 seed next year. They do not want to be a play-in tournament team again. They learned that the hard way this year, but they exceeded expectations. And then, yeah, I think other guys that could be considered for the lottery are Ousmane Dieng, Malachi Branham, pretty much these top 4 guys right here. All right, so the Charlotte Hornets are up here, and I believe they do need a backup point guard, so I'm still kind of on that mold with Ty Washington. If he's there at 15, I would take him there. I wouldn't take him at 13, but I love him at 15 with your second first-round pick. Gives you some depth behind LaMelo Ball. The Hawks are some team that I could see them also looking to move this pick, but I think they're trying to win now, and I think more of an NBA-ready player over Branham and Dieng are like Eason and Liddell, and I like Eason over Liddell. So that's the pick here for the Hawks. Rockets at 17. Now they could take a chance on somebody, and I think Malachi Branham falling to 17 would be a fantastic pick for them in the long term. The Bulls are a team that also needs some big man depth, and even though E.J. Liddell is a little bit undersized for maybe the position in the NBA, he can really play up to his size defensively, and that is the pick. And then with the pick at 19 here, this is what I was debating a little bit because I do have Ousmane Dieng falling. Some people do have him in the lottery. I have him just outside, and I don't know if a team that is trying to win now, like the Chicago Bulls or the Timberwolves, would take a chance on Ousmane Dieng. He makes more sense to maybe like the Thunder or the Spurs or somebody like that. So I could have him go to the Spurs at 20, but then who would I have going to the Timberwolves at 19? Nikola Jovic, Dalen Terry, Jalen Williams, Blake Wesley. Kind of like Blake Wesley going to them there. Yeah. So I'm going to Blake Wesley, who I feel like is going to rise up some draft boards as we get closer to the draft, provides them some scoring off the bench. And that leaves Ousmane Dieng falling to the Spurs at 20, which could be the steal of the draft if he were to fall this late with his potential in the league. But that's not going to come next year. That will come a little bit more down the line. Nuggets at 21. Oh my God, do I take him? Do I take Nikola Jovic for the memes? No, I don't think so. I feel like they probably should go with another backup big behind Nikola Jokic. And I mean, would they look at Walker Kessler here? Probably. They could look at Nikola Jovic, but I just don't think that. For the memes, I kind of want to do it. But now, Walker Kessler to the Nuggets at 21. That is a little high for them, but they do need a center. And I think with the potential Jovic has, I feel like the Grizzlies could make sense because they don't need to play him right away. They don't need to rely on him right away. He can go ball out in the G League for a little bit, and then they can develop him down the line when they can't pay some of their free agents. Because, like, I don't think they're going to pay Kyle Anderson or Tyus Jones. So they could also have looked at, like, Kennedy Chandler to replace Tyus Jones here. With the Nets here at 23, I feel like they're also looking for somebody that can help them right now. Jalen Williams, I feel like that could be the guy. I'm hoping, like, I would feel bad for Nets fans. I mean, I was jealous and I envied them when they got KD, when they got Kyrie, when they got Harden. And now it's looking like there's a lot of drama. I don't know what's going on with this team next year, but I'd assume as long as Kevin Durant is there, they're trying to win now. And I feel like they would go somebody like Jalen Williams. Even like Trevor Keels, I feel is like pretty NBA ready. And that's who I think the Bucks would select here. With the 24th pick, he can kind of play all different types of positions, the 1, the 2, or the 3. With the 25th pick here, I just think this would be silly for Kennedy Chandler to keep falling, so I have him going to the Spurs, who had a backup point guard behind DeJounte Murray. All right, we're wrapping out with the final couple of picks here. We have the Dallas Mavericks at 26. I like Marjon Beauchamp there. To them, just gives them some size, some length, some versatility. I feel like Miami, they could really make him work. I really love Jaden Hardy going to the Miami Heat here late in the first round. The Warriors at 28, I think they're a team that could also take somebody that has maybe, it was a little bit more raw, but has potential. If they, like, unless they want to take somebody more NBA ready, like a Christian Brown. But I think they would go Dalen Terry here out of Arizona. Just insane, like, athleticism or length, you could say, at the point guard position. Another team that could take a point guard would be the Memphis Grizzlies. Not really great options here. I feel like Terquavion Smith, Kendall Brown, I don't know. I've been bouncing forth because I feel like they're going to trade these picks. Like, Andrew Nembhard is more, like, ready to go, and I feel like that could be pretty good for the Grizzlies. And with the final pick in the first round, it's like, damn, one of these guys is going to fall to the first round of the Thunder. I feel like they can go for somebody not like a super raw prospect as well. That is going to be Christian Brown. So, yeah, I had Walker Kessler in my first round. I have Jalen Williams in my first round. Dalen Terry, Andrew Nembhard. I think those are some guys that are on the cusp. That could be first-round players, could not be. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think of my updated mock draft down below. Just let me know. Did you like the pick I made of your team? Do you not think that player is going to go there? And then, yeah, this is the big question. Who's going to go number 1, Jabari Smith or Chet Holmgren? If you guys did enjoy, drop a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.